Bonjour madame. Bonjour. Quel beau jour aujourd'hui, n'est-ce pas? Oui, ce serait encore plus beau si vous pouviez vous dépêcher. Bien, des carottes, un sac de chips, un kilogramme de tomates, trois oranges, deux melons. Mon Dieu, pourriez-vous être plus lent? Y a-t-il un responsable ici? Ce n'est pas nécessaire, madame. J'ai fini maintenant. Enfin, j'aimerais également 300 grammes de café et 50 grammes de sucre. Je suis désolé, mais nous n'avons pas cela ici. L'insolence! C'est ce qui arrive quand on travaille avec les gens de niveaux inférieurs de la société. Appelez-moi un responsable tout de suite. D'abord, vous devez payer, ensuite je vais vous diriger vers un responsable. Votre total s'élève à 35 euros. Je ne paie rien. Le service ici est affreux. Affreux comme votre personnalité. Madame, si vous ne payez pas, la sécurité vous escortera dehors. Et avant de me dire à quel point je suis stupide et que je ne sais pas faire mon travail, je vous conseille de regarder et de voir qu'il y a des caméras et que vous êtes en train d'être enregistré. Je vais contacter le siège et vous pouvez vous attendre à mon avis d'une étoile. Vous venez de perdre une cliente. Bon débat. In this dialogue, we're going to analyze firstly some grammar notions that we've used. For example, sometimes we use present tense and future tense interchangeably in order to express an action that we are about to do. Maybe you also noticed the presence of a si conditionnel. The si conditionnel is actually a way of expressing different conditions in French. So, for example, if I were to say, if I drink water, then I'm fine. In French, that would be si je bois de l'eau, je suis bien. You may also have noticed the usage of the conditional tense in French, which is made by using for the verbs in the first group and the second group the infinitive form plus the imperfect terminations, whilst for the verbs that are irregular in the third group, there are certain let's say certain radicals that we use with the imperfect terminations. For example, if I one example of an usual request would be j'aimerais, which is I would like or I would love to something, or pourriez, which actually translates in English to could. I could something, or you could something, or could you do something for me. Another important lesson is the usage of connectors, because you need them in order to express the order of your ideas. For example, some of the most used ones are d'abord, which means firstly, ensuite, which means then, finalement, which means finally, or également, which is the same as aussi in French, which means also. Now let's move on a little bit to vocabulary. We've also seen the usage of some fruits or vegetables. For example, pomme de terre, which means potatoes, carotte, which means carrots, tomate, which means tomatoes, orange, which means orange, melon, which means melons in English. In the video, we've also seen some expressions being used. For example, tout de suite, which means immediately or ASAP. C'est combien, which means how much does it cost. Votre total s'élèvera means your total is or this costs about a sum. Y a-t-il or il y a, which means is there or there is. Venir de, which is the same as être en train de, which means to be about to do something. Aller with an infinitive verb, which means to be going to do something. C'est nécessaire, which means it is necessary. And à quel point, which means how much or to what point something happens. Lastly, we've also seen some vocabulary being used. For example, les niveaux, which means levels, encore, which means yet, le responsable, which means manager or supervisor or the responsible, the person that was designated to do a certain task. Inférieur or supérieur, which means inferior or superior, or in certain cases lower or upper. Conseiller, which means to advise. La société, which means society. Affreux or affreuse, which means horrible, it is an adjective. And dépêcher, which means to hurry up.